Can't hear you. Speak.
So,
Okay.
so we are going to do a gun drill demonstration for a muzzle loading cannon. This is a model 1841 mountain howitzer, but all muzzle loading cannon drills are essentially the same. So we're going to use a five-man crew. We have number one. Hold up your implement. He has a double-sided implement with a sponge or a swab on one end, and on the other end is a rammer for ramming the shell down into the breech of the cannon. Number two gunner, hold up your implement. So he has what's called a worm for inserting into the barrel of the gun and grabbing onto any debris that's in there and pulling it out before you load. And then on the other end, a dry swab in case we get the barrel too wet while we're sponging the barrel to clean it. Number three would have two implements, a thumb protector on his left thumb because his job is to seal the vent hole that goes down into the breech of the cannon where the fire is introduced that will make the gun go off. So anytime we're putting something down the barrel, we want to have the vent hole covered up. And so he would use his thumb with a leather thumb protector because these cannons can get very hot after continued firing. Now he would have another implement, a long poker device, to go down the vent hole and pierce the powder charge so we get a good ignition. So a poker that would go down here as his other implement. So then I would be the one that would, in this drill, would be loading the primer into the lock and then pulling the lanyard to make the gun go off. And our number five gunner is responsible for running the powder charge, the shell, up to the front of the gun to be loaded from the powder magazine, which is behind the gun. So we're going to go through the gun drill real quickly and just a dry run and show you how that looks. Gunner's post by the detail, load, worm.
Ben!
Ben on.
You got it. Thank you. Ben!
Ben on.
Sponge. Okay, so now we're ready to have the powder charge come up. Round forward. Okay, advance the round. Now we're going to load.
Ben!
Load.
Ben on.
Ben!
Ram.
Ben on.
Okay, now the gun is loaded. Pick. Going to pierce the charge. And we'll put in the primer. Now the gun is ready to essentially fire. But before we fire the cannon, we want to get everybody safely outside of the wheels because the cannon can roll back when it fires. So the command would be clear the hubs. Fire. Okay, so that's the dry run drill.
Okay.
That is some variation, essentially the way a muzzle-loaded cannon is loaded and fired.
Is this the same type of cannon that would have been used in the Civil War?
Yes, these were used clear from the Mexican War up through the Indian Wars in the 1890s and even in the Spanish-American War, as I recall.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So this gun had a longer service life than just about any other gun that I can think of right offhand. So these were pretty handy and useful in many ways.
What was the range?
I would say about 900 yards with a half a pound powder charge.
Okay, and what's
and a fixed shell with a fixed fuse, so maybe about 3 seconds or so, you know. And so essentially these guns were best for shells and canister, little guns like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so your bigger guns had the bigger, better range, bigger powder charge, and some more versatility than these little ones. But these were still pretty effective and easy to maneuver. So
Yeah.
they all have the good points.
These were known for their mobility, I assume.
Exactly, because they are much lighter weight. Big guns can weigh what, 2,500 pounds or so, and this is like 800. Isn't this about 800 pounds?
I think it's about 800.
Yeah.
Yeah, my 6-pound only weighs 7 something without the carry. Well, I guess with the carry, not without wheels. So yeah, about 1,000 pounds on that 6-pounder. So this is smaller than that.
Yeah, so easier to push around and maneuver and things. For
Oh,
sure.
Very good. So this would be targeted towards infantry,
Yep.
pretty much.
hmm
Okay. Whereas the larger guns would be used, what, against forts or?
Yeah, it could
Against
be.
each other.
And
Okay.
everything, long-range bombardment and close-up canister, anti-personnel work. But these were kind of a defensive weapon. A lot of times you'd see them in the sally ports to a fort or something, protecting the entrance to the fort, you know, and they'd load it up with canister or something, and if somebody tried to run down the tunnel or the entranceway, they'd just blast them. So pretty deadly at shorter range.
Very good. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank
Welcome.
you.